Welcome. I am Reverend Montclair. I am an interfaith minister, and this is Monday Church with Reverend Montclair. Today is May 6th, 2024, and we are right here smack between the May Day celebrations and Mother's Day. And on this day, I would like to acknowledge not only the nature-based celebrations that are May Day throughout Europe and many countries, including Ireland and the United States, that honor the changing of the seasons. It is a traditional beginning of summer celebration as the flowers start to bloom and the cattle are put out to pasture and fertility rites are enacted. The maypole is erected, and yes, I'm choosing my words carefully here, and the ribbons are woven by the dancing maidens and young men today that take part in these rituals. The May Queen and the Green Man are honored, and often there is a wicker man that is burned. So that's the chaff from the past season's fields and harvest that is fashioned into the form of a human and then is burned away. So it's burning away that which is the old and clearing way for the new, which is the aliveness of the season, the spring fever, the coming of summer, and all that comes with it. So, in this time, again, between the May Day celebrations and Mother's Day, I'd like to take special acknowledgement for the children of all of the countries because that is often the primary concern of mothers. And with the May Day celebrations that I acknowledge our human animal nature, which includes our sexuality, which includes the feverish desire that spring and summer often brings on. I know that many religions have quelched because of dogma, because of their rules, the indulgence in desire. And there are some good reasons why some of these laws and certain modes of behavior were enacted in religions, but there's also some harm that have come from them. And at this time, when such rules are overruling body sovereignty, it is something that we need to acknowledge. And today, with so many children growing up with mixed messages from the adults in their lives, where over sexualized children are treated often to unwelcome advances from over sexualized adults. So it is at this time where I would like to acknowledge that we do need to protect our children from the desire of adults. We need to protect their innocence by protecting them from many sources of the media, including advertising, which often is over sexualized. We need to protect their body sovereignty, their emotional sovereignty. We need to honor the sovereignty of all of us that get to choose whether or not to have sexual relations with another, whether of equal standing or not. So, at this time of festivals, celebration, and honoring, I wish to honor our sovereignty. I wish to honor the purity of our spirit and to recognize how often our religions have perverted sexuality by forbidding it in many instances. And what happens, unfortunately, severely unfortunately, is that when our natural animal nature is not honored, then that is when the diverse, neurotic, and perverse comes through with fetishes, with obsessions that are unnatural, that are unfathomably damaging to others. Because when we define someone with natural sexual desire, like teenagers, like young adults, as bad because they have sexual desire, just like any animal does, as ordained by nature. When we call that bad, then the identity of a person becomes I am bad. And when you have the identity that I am bad just because of your natural longings, then unfortunately, we tend to identify with being bad and recognize more bad characteristics and embody more bad actions because of being labeled as bad, as wrong, as as something other than nature intended. So I cannot misidentify the troubles in our society today, where we have so many that are labeled as bad just because they're different, just because their love is not for the opposite sex, just because they may embody feminine characteristics but be male, just because they may embody masculine characteristics and be female, or just because they may be gender neutral and people don't know what to label them. When it becomes a problem in society that we cannot accept the different or the not general norm of people, we label them as bad, as wrong, as threatening, and that's a problem. There are so many people that are stigmatized by this categorization. I'm not sure how to say that word right now, but categories that we try to force people into to make us comfortable, not to fit something that is real, but to make others comfortable. So it's not about comfort. We have to make our lives and our societies and our rules we live by not about comfort, but about freedom to express who we truly are, which is ordained by the divine. And it is not up to us because someone that we encounter does not fit our stereotypic view. It is not up to us to judge them or to call them of the devil, to call them wrong. The only place where I say that is the case is in the abuse of children and in the abuse of anyone who does not have as much power as the person acting on them, acting on their own desire, but not a shared desire, not consenting adults. So sexuality is super important, not only to our health and well-being and emotional and physical intimacy, which are needs of the human being, but it is important for us to own that part of ourselves that with so much of religious dictates has been disowned. The body has been disowned, and to the ends of living in our minds or in a fictional realm where the body is not important. Here on earth, the body is important. And you can be as spiritual as you want, but you cannot deny the body, because spirituality here on the earth plane is all about embodying your spirit. Your body is your home. It is the place where you receive and give stimulus and signals and feelings. If we deny our feelings, both emotional and physical, we are denying our own existence. So, on this day where the whole world is coming alive again, out of the throes of winter, out of being cooped up, out of our heads. Let's get out of our heads this May and live in our bodies, in the world, as ourselves, of who we are, in total self-acceptance of the bodies we were born into, the emotional state that we live in, and also the characteristics, whether we have learned to be more feminine or masculine in whatever body we embody. Honor that so that we don't have to have a society where a child is in rejection of their physicality. So what if you're born male and you feel female? Be that. Let's be loving and accepting of that. So what if you're born female but don't feel female, feel male? Embody that. Live it. Let's be accepting. But that's not the society we live in, is it? So when we have kids that are torn up inside about feeling like they don't belong in the body they're in, what they don't belong in is a society that doesn't accept them. That's what they don't belong in. And those that are most unaccepting of others are most unaccepting of themselves. So we have to do the inner work to get rid of the fears, to get rid of the rules that are put on us that don't fit, and to be able to live whole, freely as who we are. And let our mothers love us. And if they can't, let us find those who can. Let us find our families that will love us, whether they're related to us or not. So, again, I like to end with the Diné Navajo Beauty Way prayer, which is, may you walk in beauty, with beauty above, with beauty below, with beauty all around you. May you walk. Peace be with you. Until next time, I am Reverend Montclair, and this is Monday Church with Reverend Montclair. See you next time.